Good afternoon. My name is Amy Schwartz and I am a part of the branding band with Lauren Papes, Elise Smith, and Austin Powell. We're all from different parts of North Carolina and we are really excited to share with you today why we are so happy to call this place home. The main problem that we identified is that when people think of North Carolina, they don't have a strong brand association. Many think of beaches or schools, but a lot think about nothing. And as some place that we all love to call home, we want to correct this problem. We think that the perfect way to brand North Carolina is as a place to call home, somewhere that would welcome you back, and that is the essence of what North Carolina is. So whether it be a permanent home or a vacation home, North Carolina has people, places, and prosperity that would really make it an ideal location for anyone to come visit or live. When thinking of tourist destinations, people might consider other states that they find comparable to North Carolina. But these states have worked on brand strength and have higher tourism rates than us, and this is a problem where we think that North Carolina could really improve. Like I said earlier, 42% of people, when they thought of North Carolina, came up with nothing. And we want to correct this by really focusing on a few core competencies that would make North Carolina a wonderful home. Those competencies are a hospitable population, a beautiful place, and prosperity through ambition. We first want to go into the people and what about North Carolinians makes this such a unique place to live. We think that North Carolina is a perfect blend of Southern charm and Northern ambition. When asked what do people think North Carolinians value most, some of those values were hospitality, friendliness, and kindness and courtesy. That is a perfect representation of the Southern charm and way of life. But at the same time, North Carolina has a lot of those things that you might typically associate with northern states. Fast-paced living, business opportunities, and people who are ambitious and looking to better their own lives. That is why we have a great education system here in North Carolina, and we were the first state to open to a public university. We're also could be looked at as a more moderate state, yet progressive, and so it has that blend of a fast-paced lifestyle while still being able to have the charm of North Carolina and the uniqueness as compared to other southern states. It was ranked #1 on uniqueness as compared to South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, and Georgia. To confirm our hypothesis that Southern hospitality meets Northern ambition in North Carolina, we conducted some primary research with non-native people who have visited the state. What did they think before they were in North Carolina, and what did they think after? And we found that the #1 response on why is North Carolina a unique offering was the people. They strongly identified with the idea of Southern hospitality meets Northern ambition, and a lot of them, such as David here from Denmark, really saw the Southern hospitality within North Carolinians when he came to visit and study here. This ultimately led to 60% of them saying that they would consider making a home here in North Carolina. And that is exactly the thought that we want to capitalize on when looking to market and make people want to move to North Carolina, want to perhaps vacation here, and aspire to be the North Carolinian that they all describe.
We'd next like to move on to the places in North Carolina and how they contribute to providing support for our brand of North Carolina as home. So the first place that we'd like to touch on are the wonderful suburbs of North Carolina. Of course, in recent years, growth has really accelerated in these suburbs. As you can see from this map, some of the highest growth areas have been right around the big metropolitan cities, such as Raleigh and Charlotte. And we think that this is because North Carolina suburbs are really a great place for families to settle. To confirm this, we had a personal conversation with a North Carolinian couple, Deborah and Matthew, and in talking with them, we found that they really thought that North Carolina was the perfect place to settle down and start a family. They moved to a suburb from Long Island, New York, actually, in Charlotte, a suburb near Charlotte, and some of the reasons that they mentioned for relocating were to have enough green space in their backyard for their children to run around in, to be in affordable housing and around good preschools, and just an overall great family-oriented place. In addition to these excellent suburbs, obviously North Carolina has really been recognized for being a place that has both beaches and mountains, in addition to that Piedmont region. As we know, the 2009 Trone Consumer Panel interviewed Americans and asked them what they thought of when they thought of North Carolina, and about 58% of them actually resonated with this word association map. As you can see, the words that really jump out here are beaches, mountains, golf, other kinds of diverse landscapes that define the places of North Carolina, in addition to recreational, environmental, climate, weather, those kinds of feelings and attributes. As you can see, we've included all around this word map some of the major accolades that North Carolina has been provided to because of just all of these excellent things about their geography, environment, and diverse landscapes. We think that Trone kind of put it really well when they said that the central theme of North Carolina that's reflected through this map is that it's a good place to be overall. And so also in our primary research, we talked with a North Carolinian couple, Bill and Judy Cozart. And in talking to them, we were able to hear stories of their life and their travels in North Carolina, and they're people that have really capitalized on the experience of being in the mountains, the Piedmont, and the coastal region. These people are actually from McAdenville, North Carolina, which is also known as Christmastown, USA. And Christmastown is called such because during the winter season, they actually put up Christmas lights all throughout all the neighborhoods, and the entire town is lit up and really festive. This is something that the couple mentioned is a thing that makes them proud to call North Carolina their home, but also something that brings in a lot of visitors and tourism from inside and outside the state. Also, in speaking with them, they told us about their stories in the mountains. They said that something that really separates North Carolina are the Green Mountains in the Appalachian, for example. In some mountains in the west, it's all rocks and not as beautiful, really. And they had a great time hiking those mountains, and sometimes they'd go just to see the changing color of the leaves. Their stories of the coast were maybe some of the most interesting. They told us about how they drove all night throughout the coast to see all of the lighthouses they could possibly find, and they stayed up all night and saw the sunrise. We quoted them that they said that they couldn't find a place in the world that's prettier than North Carolina. So we think that couples like Bill and Judy really embody the appreciation that North Carolinians and all Americans could possibly have for the beauty of the places in North Carolina.
So in addition to people and places, we also want to highlight the prosperity that North Carolina has to offer. First, I want to talk about the universities. North Carolina is home to 4 of the top universities in the nation. And these colleges bring a lot of researchers and students into North Carolina, and many of those come here to stay for the cheap schooling and great tuition. In addition to universities, North Carolina is also home to a very prosperous business climate. As you can see to the chart on the right, North Carolina has many accolades that describes North Carolina's business climate. We are ranked as the best business climate by Site Selection and the second lowest business cost by Forbes, which really is a testament to show how cheap it is to start a business and maintain a business in North Carolina. We'd like to hit on also that your dollar goes a lot further in North Carolina, which is a highlight to many businesses and families coming here to stay. As a case study, we chose to look at Highland Brewing Company in Asheville, North Carolina. Now, this company was founded in 1994, and it was the first brewing company in Asheville established after Prohibition. Since then, it has grown from having 3 employees to nearly 40. In particular, Oscar Wong, the wonderful owner, actually immigrated from Jamaica because of this wonderful business opportunity in North Carolina. And his motto is actually, do what's right for beer and the community, and everything else will fall into place. This case study really shows how prosperous businesses can be in North Carolina.
However, perhaps the most important part about our people, our places, and our prosperity is that these core values are not just true today. They've been true for several hundred years since the state was founded, and we believe that these are the 3 core values that will persevere for the next 100 years as well. It all started when the state was first founded in the 1700s, and we became the first state to secede from the crown. This is when we were originally branded as a progressive state. However, in the 1800s, we had our first period of stagnation, where we were deemed the Rip Van Winkle state, which is a play off of the common fairy tale where a man falls asleep for 100 years. However, we were able to overcome this and persevere through it in the 1900s with innovation and ambition, when we became the first state we became the first in flight, when we had the first people who flew an airplane. And we were also branded the Variety Vacation Land. However, once again in the 2000s, we saw another era of downturn with the 2008 economic crisis. However, once again, we also powered through that and persevered with our people, our places, and our ambition. And now we are ranked as the #1 business climate, and we have the #8 biggest drop in foreclosures. Through this brand narrative and this brand story, it really becomes evident that North Carolina as a state has amazing people, places, and it has a lot of ambition with prosperity, and it perseveres even through times of stagnation and downturns to make us really come out even stronger on top. With that being said, we want to use this brand strategy to really make a promise to our target audience that newcomers will be able to find their own piece of home here. So whether you're a new family that's trying to make a new start, or you're a business person or an entrepreneur who's looking for a place for their new business, or you just want to find another home away from home, we want to encourage our target audiences to come and see them. Overall, North Carolina is an amazing state and it has a lot to offer. We just walked through a lot of examples of why this is true. However, the one weakness is that North Carolina just doesn't have a unified brand image, so it doesn't resonate with outsiders. However, we believe that by branding North Carolina as a great place to call home based on its people, its places, and its prosperity that have persevered over time, we will be able to make a great brand that will really show the rest of the world what North Carolina is about. We really thank you for this opportunity to share with y'all our thoughts and ideas for the new branding strategy for North Carolina, and we hope to have the opportunity to meet y'all in person and show you why we would love for people to come and see it.